My name is Timothy Frerichs, and I've been working with the theme of nature, or the idea, questioning actually what nature is, for approximately about 20 years now. But particularly in the last, let's say, 3 years, I've been doing site-oriented projects. That is, really taking the site into consideration when doing the piece. So I was particularly excited to do for the proposal for 2012 and installing in a shipping container, particularly on the former Erie Canal. And so I was looking at materials that would be lightweight and strong, that I could also draw on, and that would work well. And Tyvek is a wonderful material for that. I also really like the idea of using an industrial fabric, I guess as you were, for the pieces, because it all connects up with my interest in commerce, transportation systems, and in particular how they have impacted the natural world. And so I researched sails and maritime shipping from the 1600s from paintings, and did derivative of these sail shapes. In some ways they're almost like arcs, and then drew on them and installed them. The other aspects of my work, particularly with these, is that I've been incorporating plants, actual plants, pressed plants from a site, in this case from the Tiff Nature Preserve in Buffalo, which used to be a trans-shipping center for the Erie Canal. And so all these plants are collected from it is now converted into a nature preserve. My idea is really to talk about, or to ask questions about, how our transportation systems have changed the world that we live in. And of course, a lot of our plants or flora that are both natural or naturally occurring, in this case in New York State, but there's also a lot of invasive species, which some of you may be dealing with in your own gardens or your lawns. And a lot of those invasive species were brought, whether intentionally or unintentionally, through our transportation systems. And so I combine that then with this Tiff representation with drawings from the former Erie Canal, which used to run right where we're standing on right now, and where the shipping container is placed. And I used actually the original canal route that then I transferred to the larger outermost sail, and then also have some maps, historical maps from the 1825 that I've placed on the that large sail for orientation. And by combining these two, and also by placing them in a space that interacts with the public, so you actually can engage yourself in the shipping container and walk through this, I hope to draw some interest in questioning as to, obviously, what's this all about, and then to make connections, and to really question how, where we live and how we view the world, how that has evolved. And so the collected flora are sandwiched between two of those sheets. Some of those sheets are actually printed on digitally, so there is this transparency of those images, and of course the plants I collected are sandwiched on top of the site to make that connection. And then of course light plays a huge role in this piece as well. Without the light, it's significantly different. And of course light is very symbolic. It moves through the piece. The transparency of the paper and the Tyvek lets the light actually penetrate through both sides. And that, of course, is symbolic as well as practical. Creates a lot of shadows too. I'm hoping that, although they're very subtle, that the plants themselves will create shadows as well that are cast through the piece, so that you have this permeation between the one smaller sail, which contains the plants, a lot of which are invasive, also some native from Tiff, onto the canal itself, therefore connecting them, I guess, metaphorically as well as physically through light.